What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the live stream. Today we're going to be covering a couple topics. First off, we're going to be doing a giveaway for the Braven.
Braven on Blu-ray.
On Blu-ray.
Does that come with the DVD?
It does come with the DVD.
Oh, that's cool.
With the DVD, Blu-ray, and digital.
Oh, wait.
Digital download.
Blu-ray and digital, that's
Blu-ray
it.
and digital, that's it.
No DVD.
Braven on digital. We're giving it away. We left some instructions right there in the chat, also in the description down below. What is this movie even about?
Well, for those of you who don't know, Braven stars Jason Momoa in this slick action thriller, Braven. It's arriving on Blu-ray plus DVD plus digital on April 10th, and it's from Lionsgate. This film is currently available on demand. The Edge of Your Sea action film tells the tale of Joe Braven. I guess that's where the name of the title comes from. The name of the movie comes from. Braven. It's his last name, Joe Braven.
Yep.
And his father on a remote hunting trip that very quickly goes wrong, forcing them to defend their home and family at all costs.
All costs. There it is. Early release of Braven. Thank you. Shout out to Lionsgate for sending this in for a giveaway for this live stream.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lionsgate. Appreciate it.
Cheers, Lionsgate. We applaud you. Alright, so the big news in home theater enthusiasts world, and just videophile-centric people in general, is that Oppo is no longer going to be making 4K players. It's kind of a big deal. Like the player that I always recommend, and I think you have recommended to some people as well.
Absolutely. Always.
Get the Oppo player. Audio file player, video file player, the 203, the UDP 205. Fantastic quality, great build quality. What more can we say? And they've been doing players for like 14 years or something like that. Starting back with the UDP like 95 and the 83. And then they came out with their 4K player, the 203, which came out a couple of years ago, which I have, here. which is right there. It's kind of bad we're not going to see like a Derby edition of the 203. So for the videophile folks that like to tinker and upgrade their image quality, that's not going to be coming. Why are they leaving? Well, I've had a conversation with one of the Oppo reps at my place of business, and basically it comes down to like rising parts from suppliers in China over here to get imported to America. This is what I've heard, anyways. So there's a rising cost in like taxes and tariffs and stuff like that. I don't know if it's 100% true or not, but that's what's happening. So I guess there's not enough profit to be made, or
yeah, it's unfortunate.
If there is, I mean, you could like raise prices of their players,
the player themselves, yeah,
to make up the additional costs. But I mean, the player as it is stands at like $450 here in America. I think it's even more in like the UK and other parts of the world.
Yep.
So does that like make sense to raise the price of the players because importing costs?
Yeah, I mean that's
what I would do.
If I was running the business, that's what I would do. But it could have something to do with a little bit of another problem. It could have something to do with something else we're going to talk about today, which happens to be is physical media dying.
Mm-hmm. So is this a sign of like streaming media taking over?
I hope not.
Is this like the beginning step of that? I know there's some like theories that people are like, hey, this is kind of like a big step. Like Oppo getting knocked out because streaming media is coming down the pipeline.
Yeah. Well, look what Sony did with the PS4 Pro. They didn't even put a 4K player in there. Mm-hmm. They came out a couple years ago. And we'll remember the PS3, how that was like Blu-ray? Best Blu-ray player for a long time.
Sony was one of the last players to adopt 4K disc players last year in 2017. But then again, I mean, Oppo is like, they're small player, kind of a bigger world.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of like the talk. I know people have been saying in the forums, on the internet. But I don't think Oppo's like one of the biggest players. Oppo's a niche player.
It's like those who know what they want.
Right.
They get it.
They value video quality, audio quality. They're going to get it.
Yeah. And
you can buy an Oppo.
Exactly. The 205 is the step up from that, right?
That's for the audiophile centric.
That's right. It has dedicated DACs audio outputs, DACs.
I know I've told people, listen, you got to get the Apple player. Get the Apple player. You've said it too.
Yeah, no, you've been telling me to get it. I know. I've been trying to convince myself to get it lately.
So, like, what happens? What happens now that you bought the player? Let's say you just bought it like yesterday. You bought it today.
Yeah.
They're going to be supporting the player for like the next 2 years or so.
Oh, is that right?
For the next 2 years.
Okay.
I mean, they're still going to support, firmware updates.
Yeah.
And for all the Sony users out there with the low latency Dolby Vision, firmware requirements, they are working on a beta firmware on that right now as we speak. I know Dolby's working on that right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're testing it out. I mean, that should be getting pushed out hopefully soon, because I know we waited forever for the A1E, the OLED. So I mean, the Apple player is supposed to be getting the update, like they said. They're working on it right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think end of their production ends in like June or something like that. Then they're gonna start selling players still like 2 to 3 months afterwards.
Yeah.
Depending on demand, all that other stuff. And like Oppo, they're Oppo Digital. There's like the Oppo Electronics. It's they're a bigger company. They're owned by a bigger company called BBK Electronics.
They've got a nice phone coming out.
Yeah, the OnePlus. It's owned by the OnePlus company.
But they've also got the Oppo F7 coming out.
That's
a OnePlus, or is that something else?
Yeah, that's Oppo phone.
Okay.
Phone. So apparently, like I think their phone business is like striving.
Yeah.
Because you got that phone and then the OnePlus.
Yep.
So I guess something had to suffer.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Apple Digital, their 4K media player, is just the smallest player in the whole electronics company. So, because I mean, the 4K players right now, they're kind of niche.
I know.
If you think about it.
Yeah, but
phones are big.
This channel's growing, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's in demand. People care about it. People care about the 4K movies.
People care about quality.
Mm-hmm.
Even if the movie sucks, like Jumanji.
But upcoming 4K players that are gonna maybe take over.
Yeah.
The top spot.
Yep. I could easily see Panasonic doing it because Panasonic had a nice player.
They have
before the Oppo came out.
I think they have the UB9000 coming out.
Yeah.
Which I think is coming maybe in September time.
Yep.
At least that's the word. If you guys are familiar with the UB900 player from last year, that was one of the first, flagship players to come out. It came out at like something like $650.
Mm-hmm.
I think right now you can get it for like $450 right now through like Best Buy and maybe like PC Richard or something like that. They're running like $200 off sale. Still a great player. I think video quality wise, it was right up there with the Oppo player.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I remember you telling me.
This year, actually, the Panasonic player is going to be supporting Dolby Vision, HDR 10 Plus.
Good.
So I mean that's going to cover most of our bases for this year. I think perhaps the also a dual HDR 10 Plus player, the UBD N8500 from Samsung. But if there's any indication of the quality of player that we're going to get from Samsung,
mm-hmm. Based on the past models,
right.
I'm not too much of a fan of the Samsung 4K Blu-ray players. I feel like you have to be an ultra Samsung fan in order to get one of those players because they're really not. I don't know. You did a review on one, and I really didn't get that reference quality, class-leading feel from it when I was watching. What Shane was testing out.
Especially the build quality was subpar.
I mean, they make all their Blu-ray players that way, mm-hmm. with this little curve at the front.
Right.
They've even got some of their basic, regular Blu-ray players that are just like, the texture looks like frosting on a cake. And I don't mean that in a good way.
But I think this year we're getting, I think the players are going to be flat this year.
Is it?
At least from what I've seen. At least at the trade shows and all that stuff.
Make it square, make it flat, hopefully, mm-hmm. Samsung. If you didn't do it this year, do it next year. That way it can fit nicely in here, because look at how this UDP is fitting.
It's nice and flat.
In this rack.
Right now, everybody's equipment racks.
Nice and flush, nice and flat.
Nobody likes curved players, so in Samsung.
I don't know what it is.
Then the Sony X700 player, which was on the channel. If you guys had missed that review, click on that link right up there. Head yourself right over there. But I did review that player as well. Supposedly it's got the same MediaTek chip that is in the X800 player. So you're going to get video quality pretty much exactly the same as the X800.
I like that player.
And pretty much the same quality as the UDP 203 from Oppo.
I remember I had the X800.
Still a good player.
It very much is a good player.
Still a great player.
Aside from the X700 having a little bit more advanced features right now, the build quality of the X800 I like much better.
X800 build quality, right up there with the 203. The thing weighs, I think, like 8.5 pounds.
Yeah,
something like that.
It's hefty. So if you're serious about your playback quality and your feature set, you want one of these players that we're talking about here, whether they're out or whether they're not. For example, the Panasonic's coming out soon. So.
Panasonic, hopefully soon, that's gonna step up their game.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people bought it this year in 2017, right? I mean, they got a small market share in the U.S. I believe.
It's the thing is Panasonic has been out of the TV game for a long time, so it's like when someone sees Panasonic as a 4K Blu-ray player, they're kind of wary of it, especially at that introductory price tag that they had at the beginning. So, but going forward, if you were interested in the Oppo and you're just one of those people who are, even though Oppo is promising still to guarantee the product, the UDP 203 and 205, 2 to 3 years after manufacture, 2 or 3 years of manufacturer warranty. If you're still a little bit wary of that, we wholeheartedly would recommend the 900 as long as it keeps the same quality as the 800, if not better, because Panasonic, they are class leading. I mean, definitely going to be better than that Samsung I mentioned, and obviously better than the Xbox One X, which is of course games first, movies later.
And then of course we have the Sony X700 player.
Yeah, a little smaller.
I had that on hand in here in the studio here. It's a small player. It's right up there with their 5100. No, that's Samsung.
That's Samsung. Yeah, you're talking. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. You're talking about like the
5200. It's on the scale of their budget player, their budget Blu-ray players. It's very small, very small. It's about the size of this iPad right here.
Yeah.
Build quality on that was, man, it's not that great.
It's plasticky.
Yeah, it's real plasticky.
It's plasticky. It's got that two-tone matte and gloss finish.
Gloss finish on it.
Like you remember with the original Xbox Ones and the original PlayStation 4s, matte gloss, the same idea. I don't know why manufacturers keep doing that. Just stick to the matte. It provides a longer lasting kind of, oh, this is new, or you don't have to dust it off as easily. When the thing is that when you dust off glossy finished products, they scratch very easily. That first cleaning, that's it. That's your those are your first scratches. There's no way around it. Yep. And I don't know why manufacturers keep on doing that.
I hate it.
If you hear us, keep making everything matte, please.
Do it. No more gloss. Piano gloss is for pianos.
Look at this. If you're gonna make it gloss, I'm pretty sure this is like some sort of glass or whatever. This has no scratches on it, and I'm sure this is caught dust and Shane has cleaned it off.
Perfect. But build quality from the 700 to the 800, drastically different. Like I said, the X800 was like an 8-pound player. This player is like a pound and a quarter or something like that.
Yeah.
But of course, some people don't care about build quality.
Right.
I myself do.
Yeah.
I know you do as well.
Right.
But video playback quality should be the same as the X800.
Yeah, which is a good thing.
203.
Which is a good thing.
It's a good thing. Plus, the X700 supports like 4K streaming through like Netflix, YouTube, which is kind of a big deal. When I tested it, I don't believe Voodoo was running through 4K, which is a big deal. The X800 also isn't going to get Dolby Vision updated, but the X700 will.
Yeah, that's a shame.
That is a shame. Like, apparently, if they're using the same chip, why not update the X800 as well?
What about the ES model of all these? The 1000?
The 1000 ES model, also the same. That's for the installation crew, for the audiophile crew. Crestron
and all that. Yeah, you've got some audio connections on there that you don't have on the 800.
So that's like their Oppo 205 equivalent.
Yeah.
For 2017. Any
Dolby Vision update?
No Dolby Vision update as well.
That's a shame, Sony.
Yeah.
Come on now.
I mean, that's player. When I had it, I did review that as well. It was like $700 when it first came out, and there was really nothing special about it. I didn't see zero interest in that.
It was like the 800. It was what was it, like the 800, just better, right?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, just for the audiophile crowd.
But then you had those features for like projector setups, right?
Yeah, there were some inputs on the back for like serial ports and all that stuff.
Triggers?
So yeah.
Oh no, serial port, yeah.
Right. So like I said, for the custom install crowd.
Yeah.
It's usually what like the ES players are for. Their ES monikers for like the install crowd. Like their 1080 ES receiver. Same thing.
Yep. Yeah, I don't like that panel. That panel is take it off. If you lose it,
yeah, the plastic panel on the ES receiver.
Yeah.
Plus it's plastic.
Yeah.
At least make it like aluminum.
I know.
So I mean, if you're all like on the fence of purchasing a 203 even now, the Oppo player, I mean, just because they're going out of business, the player still functions. It's not going to cease to function. They're still going to support updates, firmware updates. We are going to get the Dolby Vision, low latency update. That's definitely coming. What this player does support, if you guys are projector users, you want to get the most image if you have a low lumen output projector. They do have HDR to SDR conversion, which is kind of a big deal. So if you want to retain those details in the shadowy areas and details in those high luminous areas, there is a conversion there which you can kind of dial into your liking, which is going to make your projector look extra good. The only other player that kind of does that, well, that does it as well, is going to be the UB900 Panasonic player. No other player that I can see right now is really going to support that feature as good as those two players are, even just the 203. If you guys are using anamorphic lenses and you need like video stretching, options like that, without having to buy a video processor, the Oppo 203 supports those kinds of video functions. It's going to save you a lot of money in the long run there. And I mean, just the video quality alone, it's not going to degrade just because they're going to be stopping making, players. So it's like, why be scared? I mean, the market's going to get flooded probably with people that are thinking, hey man, it's not going to get supported, so let's throw our stuff on Craigslist or let's throw them on eBay.
No, you shouldn't think that way.
But I mean, I think, resale value should remain pretty high.
Yeah. This is almost like when Panasonic decided to stop... this is almost like when Pioneer decided to stop creating the elite model of their plasma TVs.
Yep, the Kuros. Yep.
Fantastic picture quality. Space heaters, room heaters, yes. But fantastic picture quality. Mm-hmm. Reference level picture quality. In line with what Oppo has created thus far. But as you've seen, if history, is anything to go by, what came out after that? What hit the mainstream? What was in similar size, but thinner, and similar picture quality, if not, in some cases, better because of technology? OLED by LG. And now Sony, of course. Mm-hmm. And also Panasonic in the UK. We haven't had those over here in the US. But newer technology came out, and it's kind of like we're almost forgetting about the plasmas, unless you own one. If you own a Kuro Elite, you're like, oh man, it craps out on me. Like, what am I going to do? I can't get another one. Well, you have OLED. When it comes to these Oppo players, say it craps out on you, God forbid, what are you going to do? Well, most likely Panasonic is going to take up the mantle as being the, class-leading...
The videophile-centric player.
That's right.
For all the enthusiasts out there. I mean, I haven't heard anything from LG. Have you heard any models? Anything like that?
I mean, all their stuff is it's almost like Samsung, where it's like if you're a Samsung enthusiast and you just have to match that player with that TV, go for the Samsung. It's almost like the same thing for the LG. They have two models. One really sucks because it doesn't even have I don't think it has Wi-Fi or streaming or one of those.
Yeah,
or both.
Yeah. No Dolby Vision either.
Right, and no Dolby Vision, the most important thing. The other one has Dolby Vision, and it has everything else. So it's like, of course you know which one you're going to get. What are you going to get? The cheap one? Even though you got a C7?
And it's like, when I tested the LG 970 player, there was like banding happening in there. I mean, I
remember that.
They could have fixed it in future.
Yeah, I remember that. We had a few folks challenging you, so.
And it was pretty clearly noticeable. So I disregarded that player as being anything worthwhile. The Samsung player, I want to say it was banding, but there was kind of issues in color there as well. Plus build quality was kind of shitty.
Yeah.
But the only players worthwhile that we're getting would be the X800 player, maybe X700 player as well this year. I mean, build quality is subpar, but I mean, video quality is still good.
Yeah.
Then of course the Oppo player.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was harder to get the Panasonic player here. I mean, at least I don't know how many players, how many Best Buy stores would carry. I think only Best Buy carried it.
Yeah, there was
maybe PC Richards, but I don't think so.
There were never any on shelves.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, there weren't any boxes available in the back. Even
there was like special order.
They were always telling me, "Hey, you know, you got to order it." You know, when every time I'd go by to our local shop, I would always inquire about it, and they'd be like, "No, but we can order for you."
Yeah.
It's like one of the worst things you can hear. I'm sure you guys can relate.
So Panasonic is always kind of like a niche still in the U.S.
Yeah, it's almost like they knew it was coming.
Right.
With the Oppo thing.
Yeah, it's like Best Buy dropped all their TVs, but their 4K players are always just, you gotta order it.
Yeah.
And I think to get the Oppo player at Best Buy, you had to go to like a Magnolia Design Center. Like you couldn't just go to Best Buy. It had to be through the Design Center.
That's right.
So it was still kind of like a special type of niche thing still, that you had to go to another store within the store.
Yeah.
It's kind of a pain in the balls.
They treat you right too when you buy one of those. You get in this nice little bag.
Yep. I remember like a little felt bag.
Yeah.
Keep the dust off of it while it's in transportation.
Yeah, that's a nice touch.
Or you can reuse that bag to go to like Whole Foods or something like that.
Yeah.
Groceries.
Yeah. 5 cents off at Target.
There you go. So, I mean, I would be on the lookout for the newest player come September. If you guys can't wait, hop on that Sony player, the X700. Otherwise, check on Craigslist, check on eBay. Guys are going to be dumping the Oppo players for fear of failure maybe, or just lack of support in the future. But I mean, you're still going to get another 2 years after purchase.
Yep.
There's still a bunch of video file centric features on the player that the other mainstream players just don't have.
That's right.
Firmware support is still going to come, from what they say. I don't know if this is going to be 100% true, but hopefully it is.
I'm sure it will be.
Yeah, but
remember the feature set on the Oppo. Remember when we were doing Planet Earth?
Mm-hmm.
You hit the advanced detail information, and there's just so much information that they would give you. They would give you the amount of
bit rate,
the bit rate. It was just so much. It's good, but it's bad that they're not gonna. There's not gonna be a sequel to that guy.
Or maybe somebody will like pick up the mantle, maybe like buy them out or something like that. I don't know. So sad news for the 4K crowd, for the video enthusiasts, the audio enthusiasts, because the 205 was always like the main player. The 105, 205, plus their players also supported like SACD.
Oh yeah, those formats.
Yeah, I mean if you're a real audiophile nerd and you guys love buying that stuff, Oppo players always did like the best at it. The Sony X800 I think also does it as well. I think they dropped that with the X700. The 1000.
Typical Sony. Typical Sony. They always like to cut back to
cut corners.
Tell you, hey, look, if you want that, here's another model, and you also get X, Y, and Z. But in this case, no DV, no Dolby Vision.
So I mean, I wouldn't fear it. I mean, even if I didn't have a player right now, I'd still probably buy a player.
Yeah, no, I'd still buy one.
Yeah.
Considering what's going on now, because of the high quality that it has and the technology that it has.
Past week's reviews. The Last Jedi on 3D. I know you didn't see it.
No, not yet.
I've seen it. I know people are wondering, hey, how can I get myself a copy of the Last Jedi on 3D?
How do you get a copy of that?
You guys can go through eBay. You guys can pay a little premium there on eBay. Amazon, I believe there's a premium. It's like $55 to import that.
Damn.
On Amazon. Kind of blows, but if you guys are 3D enthusiasts, that's what you gotta do. Disney, it would seem that they're no longer making 3D movies here in North America. In America. Best Buy's not carrying it. I think the last 3D movie I saw Best Buy carry was Justice League. Which, I mean, it was like 2 weeks ago, so it's still kind of recent. But Disney, not happening. Didn't happen. Had to import it through eBay. I think it cost me like $48 or something like that. I forgot what the seller's name was, but it's there. I think he's like one of the only ones
that's
like legit.
He's gonna pop up in the chat pretty soon.
But the 3D quality on that was it wasn't as good as The Force Awakens. I don't know if you saw The Force Awakens on 3D.
No, but I saw Rogue One in 3D, and we all remember that.
We reviewed that, yeah. I like that
because of Felicity Jones.
There you go. That's some good quality 3D on Rogue One.
If y'all forgot about that, it's still up.
I'm gonna say it's right on par with Rogue One 3D.
Yeah, I remember Rogue One. Rogue One was a lot of fun.
And then The Force Awakens was slightly above Rogue One.
Okay.
The same thing. So if like The Force Awakens was 8.5,
Yeah.
then I would say Rogue One and The Last Jedi would be 8.
Okay. But
But let us know what your favorite Jason Momoa is. Is it Aquaman? Is it Justice League? Is it Khal Drogo? Is it that movie with Keanu Reeves? Is it Baywatch Days? What is your favorite Khal Drogo movie or character? Let us know. Hit us up on Twitter. Let us know. We'll send this out to you. Get it a week early. How can you go wrong with that?
it could be yours.
Make sure you check out our social media links. Obviously, if you guys want to win this.
Yep.
Thanks for checking out the video. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Follow him. I'll leave some links as well. Thanks, guys. We'll see you guys again in the next one.
That's right.